I know, I'm not wearing the damn mask. Let me just tell you something real quick. This is a little insight into what's going on right now in the editing process. I already filmed this fucking video twice, and then the first time was way too long. The second time I refilmed it, uploaded it, and then when I went to edit it, Movie Maker decided that it wasn't compatible. Even though every other video on this camera ever filmed has been, but that one, the review Batman Forever, wasn't compatible with the damn computer, so I'm filming this for a third time. I ain't putting the fucking mask back on. I just need to get my thoughts on this movie out in time before the new movie comes out. So yeah, let's talk about Batman Forever. Batman Forever stars Val Kilmer, Chris O'Donnell, Nicole Kidman, Tommy Lee Jones, and Jim Carrey, and is directed by Joel Schumacher. Yeah, I've got a little bit of Joel Schumacher lighting going on back here. Green for the Riddler. Yeah. And yeah, Joel Schumacher directed this. We know where this is going to be heading. Batman Robin. We all know what happened there. But let's talk about this one. This one wasn't quite the disaster of shit piss fire on wheels that Batman Robin was, but it was close. I'll tell you what else this movie was. Toyetic, that's an actual word they use, where it's like, make a movie that'll appeal to kids and sell a lot of toys. And this movie definitely was that. The next one was it even more, but this one, you know, I got a couple different Robins, same thing, different color. I got the Batmobile that ended up driving up a damn wall in this movie. I have the Batwing. They're a little bit broken down now, but I have them. Thanks, Mom. I got all the Batman toys. I have more. I've got like a Mr. Freeze. I'm sure I had a Riddler. I know I had a Two-Face, Val Kilmer, Batman. I all had them somewhere. There's probably even a Chase Meridian. It's probably more of a sex toy than anything because she wasn't a real character. She's a sex object. And yeah, the next movie will do that even more so, and it's really bad there. But come on, yeah, it's pretty bad here too because this movie is so vastly different from what we started with. And yeah, in some ways it's better, in a lot of ways it's worse. This dark and gritty Gotham City, even though it was real fake like a set, this is also very fake like a set, but now there's fucking neon everywhere. It's so over top, overblown. It doesn't feel like the same place. Everything's just fake and artificial. Really, like all that, like, there's a goddamn neon gang in this. It's just like, what the hell's going on? This is a totally different city. It looks more like Metropolis with all these skyscrapers. And it's just like when you get wide shots of the city, it does. It looks like Metropolis. I thought Superman was going to show up and knock some buildings over. But I guess by this point in time, it would have been like Nicolas Cage, like, oh, I'm Superman. Gotham looks different aesthetically also. It's different in tone. This movie's very much a more sillier, goofy movie than you'd expect from, given specifically what came before with that vile, disgusting penguin. That was dark and evil. Might have had its lighter moments, but still kind of a gritty, evil little movie. You just off-putting, really. It's just like, yeah, I don't like this at all. It's just, no, I don't like that. So they went the complete opposite direction and dumbed it down for like little toddlers, like even little kids. We had better than this. Like, this movie's got really dumb humor, logic, nothing really makes sense, and it's stupid. At the same time, we had one of the best TV shows and cartoons ever for kids. That was way more sophisticated than this ever was. It also did all these characters much more justice. So when Val Kilmer is Batman, let me tell you something. As Batman, I was kind of okay with it. It's like, listen, he's a little dull, a little one note, not quite as exciting as I'd like him to be, but he's fine enough as Batman. A little dead in the face, but still a decent enough Batman. But as Bruce Wayne, he's a wooden board, just bland, generic, boring. He had a few select scenes where he's good. For the most part, Val Kilmer, boring and dull in this movie. Chris O'Donnell as Robin, a moment or two where he's very earnest. Holy rusted metal, Batman! And I like that, but for the most part, he's just petulant. He's got a damn earring in. It's like, fuck you, Robin, you're a dick. He actually has a dick. His name's Dick Grayson. But, yeah, he's just an annoying little punk. He's just like, fuck you, Batman. He calls him Bruce constantly. He's like, Bruce, what is this, a car museum? Bruce, I don't need to live with you. You're not my father and all this. Is like, shut up and suck Alfred's dick. That's why Bruce adopted him, right? Because Bruce is like 35 or whatever. And Dick Grayson in this is at least like 24, 25. He doesn't need to be adopted by someone. He's not like he's 10, like the comic book kid was like 10. This guy's almost fucking 30, he looks like. It's like, why is this rich guy making me come live with him? He's gonna make me fuck his butler, isn't he? It's just like, what else is there? And Alfred, what it probably was is Bruce wanted to bang him. but Alfred wanted to watch, because Alfred always watched. He was there when he banged Catwoman, Vicky Vale. He was always there in the corner, like with weird lighting on him. Tim Burton lighting, he was just watching. Yes, Festus, show her what you've got. I'm sorry, but anyway, yeah. He doesn't need to adopt him. In the comics, the kid was 10, and in this, like, I get you might not want to make him 10, because it's like, Batman, you're endangering a child. This little 10-year-old is like, come on, let's fight Two-Face and his gangs with giant neon machine guns. Holy shit. And then the kid gets shot in the face. Like, you don't want that. But, like, 15, 16, that would have been, even 14 would have been just young enough where it's like, listen, he could probably kick some ass with proper training. But you don't make him like 18, 19, 28. Like, it's just, you're too old. And like I said, he's a petulant punk. Also, we got Nicole Kidman as Chase Meridian, a psychologist slash porn star, because all she does, really, she does a little bit of like, I'm gonna psychologically go into Bruce Wayne's head in Batman. But for the most part, it's just like, I want to bang Bruce Wayne, and even more than that, I want to bang Batman. That's all she wants to do in this movie. She's like a Bond girl, but she's more like a porn, like Christmas Jones, where it's like, you're supposed to be smart, but you're just a sex object. In this, it's even more so. All she wants to do is bang Batman. It might as well have been a porno, because that's her whole role in this movie, is just be really sexy and hot and turn me on. Even as a little kid. There's a reason this was my favorite one as a kid. Nicole Kidman, I was just like, that's some good stuff. I sure wish I was Batman, because yeah, she's hot in this movie. In the 90s, my god. Yeah, I respect her. She wants to bang Batman, and so do I, but I also want to be Batman and bang her, because she really... it's good. Even though it's a one-note sex object character, she's doing it good. She's doing it good. She's giving it her all. She's really trying her hardest at that. And speaking of trying their hardest, we got Jim Carrey as the Riddler. He's trying his hardest to be Jim Carrey, because it's not the Riddler. He's not this uber genius who just wants to be smarter than Batman, be his intellectual superior, and leave these complex riddles. You're gonna play this real creepy, like the Zodiac Killer or something, where it's like these impossible riddles and stuff. But instead, it's just useless riddles like, listen, Alfred, we could solve these, or I could just go to his lair. It's right over there. See all that neon making a question mark? I bet you he lives right there. I'm gonna go over there. You solve the riddles if you want, and hang out with Dick, but I'm gonna go over there. And yeah, what's Dick doing? He's doing kung fu to do his laundry? That's fine. No, it's not. It's actually really bad. Not to mention the part where he jumps and does all these acrobatics again in the Batcave. Fucking Alfred, man. He put damn nipples on the suit, and now he's letting, like, he's going into the Batcave. Maybe shut the door. Don't just leave it wide open to slowly close, so he can, with the magic of editing, get down like 3 feet in about what should have took 12 seconds with the magic of editing the door that would have closed in 3 seconds. Like, that's garbage. That's the Batcave. Shut the fucking door, Alfred. You put nipples on my suit. You put nipples on there just so we could suck on them, I know it. This fucking Alfred. But back to the Riddler. Yeah, it's Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey, and he's, like, Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey can be funny most of the time, and it's just a little too over the top, because Jim Carrey is kind of an overactor, and sometimes that can really work. And no, because that's not the Riddler at all. It's really, really bad, actually. And then Two-Face, Tommy Lee Jones, Academy Award-winning actor, hamming it up, trying so hard to be Jack Nicholson, and just pissing me off. He's irritating. He's going for something, and he's achieving, and he's just achieving a master's level in annoyance, because I hated him. He was terrible. Just constantly screaming and yelling. Two-Face, this tragic character, he can't make a decision without his coin. It's like, flip it, okay, bad decision or good decision. He's such a sympathetic character, and you could really do justice with this guy and make him be a really good, interesting villain. Instead, he's a one-note, like, for 10 seconds he plays it serious, then he's like, okay, I'm just crazy loud yelling, and it really irritated me. It was horrible. Yeah, all the acting around the board is pretty terrible. I mean, Alfred's fine, but he's a dumb butler. He's a gay little nipple-sucking butler. And then fucking Gordon, the most useless police commissioner. Still, they're doing such injustice to that character. And Joel Schumacher did some good in this movie. Like, Batman felt a whole lot more like Batman. Technically, he murdered Two-Face in the end, kinda. It's like the Joker, where it's like, did he or did he not murder him? It's kinda, say what you will. It's more or less murder, though. But I like that they're making Batman regretful. Like, he's learned from his Michael Keaton days. Like, murder's not the way. You do that, shit doesn't go good, kid. Listen, Robin, you kill Two-Face, things are gonna be bad. You know what ends up? You kill him, the pain doesn't go away, and you're alone like me. But we're alone together. And then they make out. And like I said, Alfred will watch and jerk off. I'm sorry, I don't know why. I'm in a pissed off mood slightly, and that makes me make a lot more gay jokes. But the movie does it. The fucking kid's like 28, and he adopts him. No. But I kind of did like that scene talking about it. Like, he learned from his past. He was like, no more killing. There's there's a fight scene where a guy almost falls down an elevator shaft and he saves him. He's saving bad guys in this. It's like, that's what Batman should be. No killing. He kind of breaks him for the most part. More or less faithful, even though technically Batman this at one point is like, I'm quitting. I'm going to bang Chase Meridian. I'm going to bang Nicole Kidman. I don't need to be Batman. I don't care if Two-Face and Riddler are out there. I'm going to go get laid. That's pretty fucking lame, and yeah. But there's even a good scene. They go back to his origin and you get to see how he fell in this bat cave after this creepy funeral and the bat flies at him. That's a real epic moment. That was perfect in my opinion. A perfect scene. It was really well done. A little too much blue lighting, but other than that, really good. Yeah, Joel Schumacher's colors in this, neon or just dream sequences of all blue, that guy's got a definite aesthetic. The only problem is it doesn't work for fucking Batman. There's potential for greatness. The villains figure out his fucking identity and storm his house and attack him. They blow up his Batcave and everything. That should have been amazing. Instead, they play it up for goofball comedy. The fucking music too, Jim Carrey, and they're doing the whole boop 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 boop-a-doo-doo-doo, and he's grabbing his nuts with the giant sound effects. It's like, no! And Two-Face flipping his coin until he comes to the bad side, completely bastardizing his character. I know I sound like a total fanboy because I am. But that scene, it could have been amazing. Batman gets shot in the fucking head. He gets shot in the head and doesn't die magically. And then they just leave riddles that don't matter. And then I guess there was a subplot where he's going to get amnesia, forget he was Batman. And that's why they cut out his epic moment where he shows up like, I'm Batman. That was going to be in the movie. Instead we got that lesser, because I'm both Bruce Wayne and Batman. Not because I have to be, but because I choose to be. And that was okay. It wasn't the best. Val Kilmer was not the best Batman. Keaton's definitely a better Batman, but this Val Kilmer is a little more honest and closer to what Batman should be, except for quitting because he got laid and yeah. Yeah, Batman Forever. Not a good movie, but it's actually still more rewatchable than fucking Batman Returns. Even as a kid, it was like Batman and Batman Forever, the ones I chose to watch because I really liked them. And now it's like I can still appreciate Tim Burton's Batman. It's a emo gothic Batman that's a murderer, but it's a different interpretation, and I might not completely like it, but I respect it. And this is like, they're trying to go for the 60s show, but they don't have the level of humor that the 60s show had. That show was actually clever, and this is just dumbed down for kids, even though, like I said, there was an animated series that actually was more sophisticated than this. It's just overblown, over the top, pretty annoying at times, and like the soundtrack too, it had a little bit of greatness. I like that theme. The new theme was pretty cool, but some of the other songs are just so in your face, like this is what, they grab you by the fucking neck, pull you and say, this is what you're supposed to feel. It's goofy. It's just like, they're just, again, it's just overblown, over the top. That's this whole movie. It's just over the top and annoying, and it gets on your nerves. It actually makes me kind of miss, like, yeah, he was a murderer and kind of dull, but you know what? Aesthetically, the environment and everything still felt more like Gotham and all that instead of this neon nightmare. But I don't hate it. I still like it more than Returns, so take that for what you will. It's just like, it's weird, cheesy fluff that for some reason I'm more okay with than that horrible penguin shit. It's a bad movie, just not as bad as Batman Returns. And yeah, for some reason it's more watchable than that. I don't know. Nicole Kidman really helps. It's like, listen, mute her, because nothing she's saying is important. It's just like, black rubber, twist the nips, I love Batman. Like, none of that matters what she's saying. But she's real sexy, and Val Kilmer looks pretty cool as Batman. He gets some epic moments, dropping down through a ceiling in slow motion. That part where he jumps off the roof, and the CGI moving around for a dynamic camera shot looked pretty cool. The new Batmobile's kind of goofy looking, but I'm okay with it. I fucking own it, so there's that. That moment where Batman jumps through the fire in slow motion, there's some awesome moments where like, that's fucking Batman, that's awesome. And then they surround it with a lot of goofy, over-the-top Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones just ruining the movie. Tommy Lee Jones, really. Like, that fucking guy won an Oscar and did this. It's just sad. There was no amount of subtlety in this movie. It's just all in your face, and yeah, I really didn't like it. So Batman Forever gets a D. So, comment below, tell me you thought of Batman Forever. There's a lot of people defending the original and Returns, and I respect the original. I hate Returns, but I can respect little bits of it. Seeing him blow up a guy with a bomb, oddly compelling. It's a creepy scene, and it's still kind of, it's interesting. And this one, if you like to defend it, please say like, no, I think it's fucking genius. If you think so, tell me what your thoughts on Batman Forever. And next I get to talk about the most infamous one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later when I talk about Batman and Robin.